Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited. As it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. And I didn't put it in the title or anything, but this is a double review. Because you know what? After we talk Smackdown, because I might do a little spoilers, I'm going to give you my thoughts on Spider-Man Brand New Day. We got some super chats about it, actually. So we're going to do that at the end. So if anybody doesn't want to be spoiled for Spider-Man Brand New Day, they can dip out and they won't be spoiled for anything. But I will talk Spider-Man Brand New Day. I've had some people ask me my thoughts. We got super chats about it. And so, especially because Red Fox has a super chat here. I mean, it's not a spoiler because everybody knew going in. He says, I was confused by Jean Grey in the movie. I'll explain it all. I'll do not a deep dive, but I'll do a quick and dirty dive. We'll talk about it here at the end after we talk SmackDown, because SmackDown was just an all right show. I can get through that SmackDown review pretty quickly. Then we'll do like 10, 15 minutes or whatever on Spider-Man. Saw it last night with my son. I'll just say really fast before we go into anything. No Way Home, I think, is the better movie. Spider-Man No Way Home. To the point where I loved Spider-Man No Way Home and saw it twice in theaters. Brand New Day, I probably won't see it again in theaters. And I didn't love it. I really, really liked it and thought there were some good things to it. And there was really good elements to two different stories that should have been two different movies in a way. But I digress. We'll talk about more of that here shortly. But let me turn this fan on. It's hot in this house. It's over 100 degrees outside at 10 o'clock at night. Oh, turn the light on. I didn't mean to turn the light on. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Oh, and I'm kicking things. But regardless, we will talk Spider-Man at the end of this. Tomorrow and Sunday are SummerSlam. We got the card set for SummerSlam. The final participant is in the interim women's title match, ladder match, whatever you want to call it. What were they thinking? Lash Legend beating Julia in like 2 minutes? You gotta be goddamn kidding me, Triple H. And I usually don't say it like that. Oh, damn, Triple H. I just say, but it's his call. Who made that call? Beat Julia in 2 minutes. Like, if you want Lash Legend in the match, fine. It really should be Nia after the last couple of weeks getting fucked around and screwed over and just made to look dumb. But we'll get into all that and more as we talk Friday Night Smackdown and some news. With that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of two different ways. You can subscribe. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, you can help us out over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Then we know we post new videos when we go live and when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, hit the join button to become a channel member. As a channel member, we greatly appreciate your support. You get access to our graphics packages. You get early access to our graphics tutorials, badge next to your name, emotes and emojis, and more. Also, remember, you can be just like Red Sox Freak 92. You get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air by donating a super chat. Red Sox, I keep saying Red Fox. Red Sox, we'll get into your super chats at the end of this, just in case people don't want to hear Spider-Man spoilers. But I will address those because we're going to go talk Spider-Man. Also, remember, go to the Epic Game Store. Whether you're buying something, you're claiming a free game, you're getting DLC, use our code PWU Unlimited at checkout and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Speaking of Spider-Man Brand New Day, new Spider-Man Brand New Day skins in Fortnite. Whether you're getting those on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch, your phone, your tablet, your TV, wherever you play Fortnite, They've got a new Spider-Man skin, which I'm like, damn, do I jump in there and get that? I got the other Spider-Man skins. I got the other Tom Holland. They got John Bernthal. It's fucking Frank Castle, the Punisher, which I'll talk about it in a little bit. Tom Holland and John Bernthal, as Spider-Man and Punisher, going off each other, working together. Fucking magic. Magic. Those two. But if you're going to go buy those skins in Fortnite, use our code PWU Unlimited. It's going to ask you at the bottom of the store, do you have a code? And you do. It's PWU NLIMITED. With all of that, we got a Friday night Smackdown to talk about. Show took place from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And they show us everyone, showing up at the building. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton, Jade and the Baddies, Lash Legend, Julia, and more. The show kicks off with Finn Balor. Finn Balor makes his way out to the ring, takes a mic, talks about, SummerSlam season, and SummerSlam means a lot to him because he always thinks about 2016. Whenever SummerSlam comes around, he's got to think 2016 because, well, that was a big year for him. He became the first ever Universal Champion, the highest of highs, and then fell to the lowest of lows due to an injury, being forced to relinquish the title one day later. He said, now it's 2026. Balor spent years and years trying to scratch and claw back up to the title, getting the glories once again. He said that with the Balor Club behind him, they were so close to getting it back. This is when Sami Zayn comes out and interrupts. Sami came down and says, hey, I understand everything. I understand why this is emotional for you. You had it, and it was taken from you. But there were things that I need to get off my chest. Zayn complained about Punk and Rhodes getting the title shot and not being a triple threat at SummerSlam. He said that everybody had a skin in the game, but Zayn noted that he wanted Cody to win at SummerSlam for the simple reason that he's already beaten Cody once and knows he can do it again. So basically, Sami said, hey, I beat Cody. We'll put the title on him so I can beat him because I know I can beat him because I can't beat Punk. Zayn then said that, there was a small part of him that wanted Punk to win over Rhodes, though. He called him a hypocrite for becoming a corporate poster boy. Zayn talked about how it would be a treat for him to take the title back from the man who allegedly stole it from him. Balor interrupted and challenged Zayn to get in the ring and say whatever he wants to say straight to his face because Sami was saying all this in the aisleway. Zayn marched down and got in the ring, told Balor that he had all the respect for him, but he knows that he's going to beat him because he has been closer to the title than Finn over these last couple of years. However, Balor needs to understand that this moment doesn't belong to him. It belongs to Sami and will at SummerSlam. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Ugh. Also, quick question, chat. I don't think you can, but I got a 3D printer. Let me see. Can I? Nope. The camera won't zoom around that far. But I was wondering if you guys can hear it in the background. Let me know. You guys can hear a faint hum of the 3D printer in the background. I don't think you can. I did an audio test earlier and I couldn't hear it, but I just want to double check. Anyways. Zayn and March read that. Balor needs to understand that this moment does not belong to him. He said that this moment was about justice for Sami. Balor again cut off Zayn, talking about how this was his moment and he worked hard for 10 years to get back to it. Balor pointed out that Zayn held the title for 9 days, not because he was injured and had to relinquish it. For only 9 days, not because he was injured and had to relinquish it, but because simply he lost it. He got beat. Balor said he never got beat for the title, which he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Zayn said that Balor's remarks sounded like fighting words, and that if he didn't respect Balor as much as he did, he would have dropped him already. Zayn said that he wouldn't do that because, well, I'm a good guy. Zayn then tried to make an exit, but Gunther would come in and attack both Finn Balor and Sami. He let them both out with lariats. Gunther then took the mic and started screaming, saying he's the real #1 contender. These two shouldn't be fighting for it, and if they need to fight for it, he should be involved in this as well, so we can beat them both and get back to the title. And then Pierce would interrupt on the stage as Gunther walked down the aisle and confronted him, saying, hey, you gonna make this right? I should be in the title picture. Yeah, I'm going to fight Nick Aldis, but don't make me beat you up too, Adam Pearce. So Gunther was talking crap, but from behind, Zayn and Balor would attack him. There was a big, massive brawl amongst the three. Gunther then took Zayn and Balor out with double clotheslines, but Nick Aldis would run down and get the better of Gunther for a moment inside the ring. Aldis countered Gunther's powerbomb and put him in that sweet, sweet-looking Texas cloverleaf, because if you know, you know. Oh, man, Nick Aldis in a Texas cloverleaf. Security came down to break it all up and separate the two. Gunther then hit Aldis with a big boot. I thought it was a little long, but at the same time, they shoehorned basically 2 segments into one, so it worked. Instead of having to get another random talking segment later with Gunther and Aldis, they tie it all into one. It flowed. It transitioned smoothly. I thought it all worked. Building up 2 matches at the same time, basically, for tomorrow. But then, what didn't work for me was making your 2 top contenders for the world title look like geeks and goobs and dweebs getting taken down both by one guy at the same time, basically. Like, if I'm going to have a gripe with the segment, it was the fact that they made both Sammy and Finn look weak to Gunther, because he was able to take them both out easily by himself. Both of them. Excuse me. So then we had Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green taking on the baddies, B-Fab and Meechin. It was a fine match. Like, it was an okay TV match, but nothing special. Nothing special. I mean, but at the same time, like, nothing to really complain about. B-Fab hit Stratton with the forearm early on and threw her into the corner. Hit her with a spinning kick. Stratton then got out of it and hit B-Fab with a drop kick. Both baddies were prone on opposite ropes. Green and Stratton then were hit with simultaneous running hip attacks. And then Green was like hit with something weird as they went to the break, and I wasn't really sure exactly what was happening here. Excuse me. After the commercial break, baddies were in control. B-Fab ducked a shot from Green. B-Fab then eventually, excuse me, I downed that Mountain Dew too fast. Now it's giving me the burpees. B-Fab then eventually got hit with an enziguri, which allowed her, Green that is, to get to Stratton for the hot tag. She faced off with Meechin. Stratton was on fire here with the float over cartwheel Alabama slam on Meechin as she headed to the top rope for a swanton bomb. There was a cover here, but Meechin kicked out at 2. Green then tagged in blindly as Stratton hit B-Fab with an attack on the stairs. Cargill then took out Stratton with a throw. Back in the ring, Green got Meechin with a drop kick. B-Fab then tagged in. Super kick by Meechin led to a BTA double team. And the baddies actually picked up the victory. Did not expect that one. The baddies getting the win. So the victory celebration, though, was interrupted by, well, Charlotte Flair. Green and Stratton then recovered and fought the baddies. Flair removed her big, large, oversized jacket and stood face-to-face with Jade. Then the fight was on the floor. Flair dodged Cargill's pump kick and got her with a big boot that sent Jade packing, basically. Like, nothing wrong with the segment, but there was nothing great about it either. It was there. It was there. It served its purpose of building tension for the match tomorrow, the ladder match and everything. So, yeah. Excuse me. Fraxim and Dragon Lee were confronted by Dom and JD backstage. Judgment Day were looking for Danhausen. And then, well, Dom, on JD's behalf, challenged, excuse me, Dragon Lee. No, Ray Phoenix. Nope. It's not the right segment. Never mind. I'm getting segments mixed up. No, never mind. I'm right. Phoenix was here and got challenged by JD for the title. I'm mixing all kinds of stuff up. Triple A Cruiserweight title, that is. We then got a video package. Excuse me. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Nope. Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga. Tonga Loa no mo. The two talked about how they'd put the family first. They were confronted by Haku, of all people, which shocked shit out of me. He gave marching orders for his sons to make themselves feared names once again. And my big question is, you're going to have Tonga and Tama Tonga stick around. You're not going to release them. You're going to bring in Haku. He's going to be, giving his son marching orders and maybe even manage them. I don't know. Why not just keep Tonga Loa? Why not just keep him and let him run the contract if you're going to keep the rest of them? Okay, I get it. JC Mateo, old Jeff Cobb, he's not actually one of the brothers. But it's like, Tonga Loa. That's the Gorillas of Destiny, brother. Like, come on. Just let them run the contract out or something. And that's my one fear with Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga. When their contracts are up, they're going to keep them or let them go. Because if they let the other ones go early, I'm fearful that they're not going to renew them when their contracts are up. But at the same time, it's like, but why keep them instead of the others? And I'm not saying anyone needs to get fired because no one should really get fired. But if you don't want to retain somebody, at least let their contract go. I don't know. It's a whole thing. I've been confused since those releases. It's like JC Mateo, fine, okay. It sucks, but we saw where they were going. They had no real plans for him, and they were going to eventually kill off the MFTs. Whatever. But it's like, Tonga Loa could at least have been there to be like side guy, manager guy, whatever. But it's fucking Gorillas of Destiny. So then we had double tag match that led to, well, no title change. No fucking title change in a double title match. Oh, both titles on the line. Build this bullshit up for 3-4 weeks now. And nothing. Goddamn nothing. Fucking Tama and Tala come out here and attack. What are we fucking doing here? So we get underway. Eric and Priest are going at it. Priest threw Eric into the corner, battered him with some strikes. His Truth tagged in and got his foe hit with a spinning elbow. Eric blasted Truth from behind after an Ivar distraction as the War Raiders had now had the advantage. Priest then went for a leaping attack from the stairs, but Eric and Ivar slammed him against the barrier. Ivar then ran into both Truth and Priest on opposite ends of the ring into the, in the barrier outside the ring. After a commercial break, Priest kicked Ivar and looked for a poison Rana from the top, nailed it, but Eric tagged in blindly. Priest then caught Eric with a bell clap and got ready to wind up for a home run shot, but instead got caught with the pop-up slam. There was a cover here, but Truth broke up the pin. The War Raiders then battered Truth and pushed away the referee. Priest then stepped in and fought the War Raiders, which, well, caused a distraction because the War Raiders, I guess someone pushed the ref. Ref got shoved and called for the DQ. Are you fucking kidding me? Ref got pushed and he calls for a DQ. How fucking dumb is this? How many matches do we see where a ref gets bumped or a ref gets pushed out of the way or knocked over or just bumped into and they don't call a DQ? But they're going to call a goddamn DQ for this? This makes no sense at all. No sense at all why this needs to be a DQ. To be honest, it should be a DQ, but if we want to be consistent here with things, it's never a DQ, so it shouldn't have been a DQ here. Hitting or pushing or like Becky and Jessica Carr, for instance. How many times did Becky get in Jessica Carr's face, shove her out of the way? No DQ there. Well, what do we got here? DQ because the ref accidentally gets pushed. Accidentally. Which then leads them brawling. And then Truth got on the barricade, leapt onto everybody. Priest hit both men back inside the ring as Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga enter the fray. Coming down here to do what their daddy told them. The Tongan brothers went on a war path to destroy everybody. And there we go. What? Then Haku walked down and saw his sons hold up both sets of tag titles. My first reaction goes, triple threat, SummerSlam, we got a big show tomorrow. No, not that I saw. And we can go check. But it's like, what the shit? What the shit? Like, let's go see really fast on WWE's social medias if anything new was announced for SummerSlam, because I didn't see it. Yeah, no, I don't see anything. We do got some new Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes Street Fighter shirts. Oh, man. SummerSlam specials, they're calling them. Yeah, no. Nothing new. So moving forward, we got footage of CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, a little scuffle over an accident. Punk was interviewed about his match with Rhodes. Talked about how at the end of the day, he'd still be undisputed champion. Trick Williams would show up, and Punk basically said, hey, kind of wished you would have won that match last week to become part of the number one contenders match, because then you could have won that, and I would have had a fresh face to wrestle. Punk basically goes, I want to wrestle new people, which I don't think you ever got Punk and Finn anyways. So that would have been a new match. Let me see. I'm going to double check this. Have we ever seen what the Jeff Cobb did an interview and said my WWE run was a dream job. What? Let's see. Punk cage match. I don't think he's ever fought Finn, but we're gonna check. Matches in Balor. Oh, never mind. I'm a dumbass. They just fought for the title this past year at the Elimination Chamber. Duh. How stupid am I? They fought twice this year for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm an idiot. Anywho. Chase, I didn't see that. I didn't see that anywhere. So I don't know if you're making that up or asking, but I didn't see that. We can double check though. I don't see anything. Charlotte. Oh, wait. There's one person saying it. Hold on. You know what? We could do this. If it's officially announced, Fightful should have like a report. They posted a video on YouTube saying that the match is official for next week, because I don't see Fightful reporting it, and they would have put up something saying, hey, this match is announced for next week. Hold on. I might have found something. We're going to double check this, because I must have missed a segment. Backstage segment. Okay, I missed that segment then. I'm listening to it right now. Hold on. Here we go. One-on-one. Pierce says, you want one-on-one? Okay, so it is official. Okay, I totally missed that segment then. Yep, totally missed that backstage segment. Okay, thank you for letting me know on that one, because I guess I missed something. Charlotte and Jade next week, one-on-one on SmackDown. Then we got a really good video package basically telling us, hey, Nick Aldis ain't just some dude. He's been around. He's done some great things. He's fought some top guys. He's wrestled as champion in many different promotions. Former TNA World Champion, former IWGP Tag Team Champion, I want to say. Former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Defended the title against Cody Rhodes. Defended the TNA title against AJ Styles. Had AJ's last TNA match. So I liked this a lot. Great video package here, showing stuff from the NWA, showing stuff from TNA. Aldis said, yeah, I was committed to being the best general manager that I could be. even if it meant putting my in-ring dreams on hold for a little while. But Gunther forced the hand by attacking me, and it meant that he was going to face me tomorrow. He's going to face me like a man at SummerSlam. I honestly think, and if you've seen Nick Aldis matches, especially like when Nick Aldis has got a big time match where he's on, you know Nick Aldis can go. This match with him and Gunther could be a sleeper. People are going, oh, it could be pretty good. I think this match could be great. If they let them go out there and have the old school fucking 1970s, early 80s, just old school fight. Give me a goddamn Harley Race Brody match. Jeez, this could be great. Yeah, I want an old school brawl. And I'm not talking about brawling in the crowd or fighting and all that kind of, no, I just want like an old school, just straight up two men wanting to fight kind of match. Because that's what these guys are. That's what Nick Aldis and Gunther represent. The old school style of wrestling. When they called it a man's game. That's what I want to see. I want to see these two go out there and have an old school NWA Crockett style brawl. An old Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes drag out fight. That's what I want. That's what I goddamn want. And if you know, these two could pull that goddamn thing off. So, U.S. champion comes out, Trick Williams. And I'm going to say it. And probably everyone would agree with me, or most. Trick doing the, I like it. What? On the mic when he's in the ring. Doesn't hit as hard as Booker just going, I like it. What? It just doesn't hit the same as Booker doing it. Cool on him for trying. But it just, again, doesn't hit the same. Also, no Yachty? Didn't see no Yachi. So, United States champion comes down to the ring. Let's talk about his opponent, Baron Corbin, for this weekend at SummerSlam. And Williams talked about Corbin, who he said that he decided to wake up one day and hate on Trick Williams, looking like the giant Tommy Pickles. And I said, hey, what's wrong with old Tommy Pickles? I love the Rugrats. Even as a 36-year-old man, I still think Rugrats is a great show. I play the games still, watch the cartoons still. Ain't nothing wrong with old Tommy Pickles. So, Williams called out Corbin to fight him right here, right now. And on cue, out come Baron Corbin walking down with a mic. Corbin said that he learned some valuable lessons on his time away, like the virtue of patience. Corbin said that Williams' downfall would be that, well, he feels more important than he really is. He thinks he's more important than everybody else, and that ain't true. Corbin told Williams that he was going to make Williams panic on Sunday. Williams then cut Corbin off and got right down to it, telling Corbin that the only thing he was going to collect was a size 15 lemon pepper stepper right up his ass. Williams then said, I want to fight. Corbin said that this wasn't going to happen, not tonight. Corbin said that he didn't care what anybody wanted here. He didn't care what Williams wanted, because Williams is nothing more than a dumb rookie that didn't understand. Corbin declared that he was going to take that U.S. title on Sunday, and that there was nothing Trick can do about it. I thought this was fine. Corbin with a good delivery, former U.S. champion, so it all makes sense. U.S. champion to get the last word, saying that there would be only one thing happening on Sunday. And then the crowd started chanting, whoop that Trick, whoop that Trick, whoop that Trick. So then we got a video hyping up Brock and Oba and Hell in a Cell. Cool. And then had Cruiserweight title match, AAA Cruiserweight title match. But I like that they're bringing back the Cruiserweight division somewhat. And I like that. Because really only New Japan's got a junior heavyweight cruiserweight division now. Well, no. You got like, I guess AAA technically. And CMLL does juniors as well. But it's something WWE can do that's different from AEW. cruiserweight division, and you just use the AAA title, and whoever's the AAA champion, you feature them on SmackDowns and Raws or whatever. But right now it's Rey Fenix, so it's SmackDown. I like that. Bring back the cruiserweight division subtly with AAA and use it on the main roster. Send them to NXT. Let them do all kinds of things with that AAA Cruiserweight Championship. So, McDonough kicked Phoenix in the gut to get the advantage early on as there was a test of strength. Phoenix recovered and hit McDonough with a monkey flip as the grip remained firm. Phoenix got the best of his foe with an arm drag. Phoenix then went for a springboard kick, but McDonough caught him. Phoenix countered as McDonough rolled out of the ring. At ringside, Dominic Mysterio then distracted Phoenix by pulling at his foot, which allowed for McDonough to take advantage with a stomp in the corner. Phoenix recovered and hit a springboard Enziguri. McDonough missed getting hit with a feint kick as Phoenix avoided a splash on the outside, and they were going back and forth and countering stuff, and match kind of got cool as we went to a break. After the break, McDonough and Phoenix McDonough had Phoenix in an arm submission. McDonough at one point, though, missed a splash, which opened him up for a frog splash by Phoenix. There's a modified brainbuster by Phoenix on McDonough that got a near fall. Phoenix at one point absolutely nailed McDonough with a feint kick into a spin kick. Phoenix then got to the top rope. Dominic caused a distraction, which got him thrown out from the ringside area by the referee. As Dominic was leaving, though, Danhausen would interrupt. He was about to be cursed, but Dominic punched Danhausen down. This then brought out the mini-Hausens to help Danhausen, and it was a whole thing. Back in the ring, McDonough got hit with the Adios Amigo kick, double knees, Mexican Buster, and boom, pinned by the champion. Rey Fenix does retain the AAA Cruiserweight Championship, and what I felt was a goddamn really good match. Like, really good match. JD McDonough again, out here just having great TV matches with everybody. Rey Fenix, as good as we know he is. These two worked really well together. This was a highlight for sure. So then we got more stuff for Raw matches on SummerSlam. Got a video package hyping up Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, which is the Night 2 main event. And speaking of SummerSlam, we had the final qualifier for the women's ladder match for the interim WWE Women's Championship. It was Lash Legend versus Julia. Julia avoided a lash kick early on. Julia used her speed to apply a modified octopus hold, but Lash used the ropes to break the hold, slammed her down. Julia then kept the hold on, but was forced to break it with a pin attempt. Northern Lights bomb was blocked. Julia turned that into a guillotine hold. There's a counter into a Lash extension. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Lash wins in like 2 minutes max. Oy vey. Maybe it was like 2.5, but I'm just saying. Ooh, not good for Julia. What are we doing here? What the shit are we doing here? Lash Legend is now in the ladder match. Oof. So then we get a basically vintage looking Street Fighter movie video, I guess you could say. Cody's picking up the dog tags, the Guile dog tags in the back or whatever. He's, playing that up. Pretty cool if Cody got some special entrance tomorrow with a Street Fighter tie-in for his Guile character. That would be really cool. Kind of teased it, so we'll see what we get. So our main event segment was a face-to-face meeting between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Rhodes' entrance was interrupted before he can do the whoa by CM Punk, who just walked right past him and got in the ring. Things got heated early as the two yelled at one another. Rhodes said that he saw Punk playing mind games, stating that at Chicago, Punk had to know that they were no longer running. Punk had to know they were no longer running from each other, but running towards each other. That's a mouthful. Punk butted in and asked the crowd if it was great to be alive on a Friday night in Green Bay. Punk then said that he knew that he was going to ruffle some feathers when coming back, but he asked Cody if he was supposed to say no. It's because ruffling feathers is what he did best for over 20 years. Got under people's skin and took his advantage. Punk talked about the 10 years where he was gone. It was like a boogeyman for some. Punk said that he wasn't going to be Rhodes' pal tonight or even tomorrow, but that he had to know what was coming for him at SummerSlam. Rhodes then did the "what do you want to talk about" routine. The crowd chanted for Punk when Rhodes asked his question. Rhodes claimed that Punk already knew how personal the undisputed WWE Championship was to him because it was something that he shared that was shared by many men in history before him. Because it's meant that being the champion means you're the best in the world. Rhodes then invoked Punk's quote, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money" remarks from 2023. Punk said that when it came to losing friends or losing the title, it was a lot easier to lose a friend. And if he's got to lose Cody as a friend, he gets it. Rhodes responded by talking about how tomorrow kind of bothers him because Punk made it clear that he was prepared to do what he had to do. Rhodes then asked Punk, "What are you going to do? What do you want to do about it tonight?" On cue, Punk removed his jacket, the title belt, and got in a fighting stance. Rhodes did the same with his jacket and tracksuit, and well, he had the part of a regular suit on under it. He then punched Punk right in the face, and the two brawled to end the show. Rhodes clotheslined Punk out of the ring and smashed his face on the commentary table. The furniture got rearranged by Rhodes, but Punk got him from behind with an attack. The fight kept going as a gaggle of referees and road agents showed up to break things up. Rhodes then leapt up on the commentary table to fight Punk as he fought on top of the table. The fight kept going as Triple H's producer credits popped up on the screen, and we faded out to Braun Strowman eating hot honey chicken in Nashville. There we go. Hot angle to end the show. Build to tomorrow night's main event. Cody Rhodes, a CM Punk, the night one main event for SummerSlam. And SummerSlam selling tickets. Everyone's like, "Oh, this show's gonna fail. It's gonna flop. It's gonna be under 30." No, it's not. Let's go to WrestleVotes. Not WrestleVotes, WrestleTix. WrestleTix had an update today on SummerSlam ticket sales. As far as SummerSlam does go, SummerSlam is Saturday. They're currently at 36,600, and no, that's what the setup is. They're currently at 34,897 for night one. Let's see if we have a night two. I don't see night one. We have a night two update. SummerSlam. Where's the SummerSlam? SummerSlam. Or am I just reading this tweet wrong? Is it all in one tweet? No, where's his night two? Does WrestleTix not have a night two update? Let's see. I don't see a night two update here. That's interesting. See night one. Okay. That's weird. Let me double check if he's using have like multiple tweets. He's got on his Patreon night. The Patreon's night two's behind his Patreon. You son of a gun. Let me see. Maybe like Dave's got it. Dave likes to talk ticket numbers. Go to Meltzer. Not seeing it. I don't know what night two's doing, but oh, this is interesting. Comes from Dave Meltzer in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter. He writes, quote, "Orton and Owens are both expected to be returning very soon. Orton perhaps in the next week. Owens has dropped weight after a lengthy and frustratingly long recovery from neck surgery. Owens was one of those guys who claimed he wasn't injured and just taking the summer off, but in fact, he was injured. He was actually scheduled to beat Rhodes at Mania unless they felt his back was not going to allow it. When they realized that would be the case, all kinds of plans were changed for Rhodes to win. The door was clearly left open for a Rhodes-Orton rematch, so I could see Orton screwing Rhodes or Punk to keep himself in the title picture because there is no reason for him to return now unless it's worth something. So yeah, interesting. Kevin Owens could be returning soon. Orton, we expect Orton to be back sometime towards the fall, but Kevin fucking Owens hasn't been seen other than on LFG for a while. So I'm down for that because Kevin Owens is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. But with that, guys, that's Friday Night Smackdown. Before we talk about Spider-Man, Give me one quick second here. Oof. Bum 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 bum. All right, so as far as the polls do go, looking here at the Twitch, no. Why do I not see the Threads poll? Did I not do a Threads poll? I thought I did a Threads poll. Where's the Threads poll? There we go. 55% liked the show, 31% thought it was just all right, and 14% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter X poll, 53% liked the show, 26% thought didn't like it, and 20% thought it was just all right. Looking at the community poll, I did not do a community poll, but looking at the live poll, 79% liked the show, 15% thought it was just all right, and 5% didn't like it. Now, we're at about 10 minutes or so. Talk some Spider-Man. So spoilers. Whoop, this side. Spoilers, be warned. We got some super chats here asking about this. So I'm going to answer these super chats and give you my thoughts. First one we do have here. Red Sox Freak says, what did you think of Spider-Man Brand New Day? I'm just going to say, if I was, reviewing the movie officially and giving it a score and everything, I would say almost an 8, but I can't quite give it an 8. 7.5. 7.5. I thought it was a really good movie. I thought from a production standpoint, directorial standpoint of Daniel Destin Cretton, great movie, great looking movie, well shot, well made. But there were some plot points for me that I just didn't feel like fit all in. And they were like taking two different stories and kind of going brumph with one. And one of those goes with his second question. I was confused by Jean Grey in the movie. This was a little confusing at times. So if you know, Sadie Sink is in fact playing Jean Grey. They, for some reason, didn't want to tell us beforehand, even though everybody figured it out. Like everybody, well, not everybody, most people. Because I listened to one guy review the movie today and go, man, I was so shocked when they said her name was Jean Grey. Like, how the fuck did you know? How can you stay so radio silent on Brand New Day that you didn't know Jean Grey? You know Sadie Sink was playing Jean Grey. And so the thing that I didn't like, and we have the big evil, the big give it all says, what would it take to give you like an 8 or 9 for this movie? A actual main villain, not William Metzger, or like as Jean Grey kept calling him, Bill. The DODC did not need to be the main villain. We needed an actual main villain. They wanted you to think for most of this movie that it was Jean Grey, but it really wasn't Jean Grey, because as we figure out what her fucking plan was in this movie, she was just trying to do right by her sister. And so the whole thing with Jean Grey and what they're trying to tell now with the MCU is mutants have not been a thing in the MCU. Mutants have not been around. There is no X-Men. There's no school for gifted mutants that we know of in the MCU, the 616. Now, 10005, the old Fox X-Men universe, which is coming in Doomsday, we know that's a thing. That's cool. You got X-Men and mutants there. But in the 616, the main Marvel cinematic universe, there are no mutants that we know of until now. Since the snap. My theory, and a theory that I've heard other people say, is that the 3 snaps, the one from Thanos in Infinity War, the one from Hulk in Endgame, and the one from Tony in Endgame, sent enough gamma radiation into the ozone, into the universe, to start triggering that dormant X gene in people. And that's why now Kamala Khan has got mutant tendencies. That's why now Jean Grey and her sister's mutant powers have risen. And so in this movie, spoilers be warned, that's all speculation what I just said. Spoilers now be warned, Jean Grey and her sister were basically abandoned by her mother, or their mother, when they started having their telekinetic powers. Her sister Sarah is older than her and developed her powers faster, trying to teach Jean things about the powers and whatnot in this movie. And then the DODC, well, captures her, takes her. And all Jean wants in this movie is to find her sister. but we think she's doing bad things. We think she's trying to kill people, which she actually technically does kill one man that gets ran over by a car. I'll just say that. She does actually kill somebody. But the story we're supposed to see is Jean is doing bad things, but she thinks she's doing the right thing because all she's trying to do is save her sister and find her sister. But then, as we learn later, the DODC killed her sister, doing experiments on her, trying to learn how her powers manifest and try to steal her powers from her, basically. Jean was trying to find something called the VMAX, but really was a Vent Max. The DODC, she knew the DODC had her sister, so she was trying to hack into the DODC. She was trying to break into DODC facilities and jails to see if her sister's there. And the whole thing of, again, Jean Grey is a telepath. Jean Grey has basically the same kind of powers as Professor Xavier, Charles. And she also has a... how do I explain the Phoenix Force? That's a whole other video in itself. But she does have evil tendencies in her because of a interdimensional space force, space creature-ish. I don't know exactly how to explain the Phoenix Force because that's a long thing to explain. But basically, there is another being that likes to take Jean's body and turn her evil, basically. And so if you've seen X-Men 3 The Last Stand, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen the Phoenix Force saga in X-Men, the old series, the animated series, and they did in season 1 of X-Men 97 as well, you know what I'm talking about. The Phoenix Force is fucking scary. The Phoenix Force is gnarly, and it looks like maybe some of that Phoenix Force is already in Jean Grey, but we don't know, and it hasn't all fully come out yet. But that's what Jean Grey is. She is a telepath. One of the most powerful mutants out there. And right now, the only actual X-Men mutant we have seen in the MCU, 616. Now, again, we have seen Hank McCoy, Beast, in an MCU movie, the post-credit scene for the Marvels, but that's 1005. That's the Fox X-Men universe. What we have never seen is an X-Men character or a quote-unquote mutant in the 616 until now. Because my theory is, again, when we had the snaps of the Infinity Stones, the 3 snaps started causing the dormant X gene in people to become a thing. No longer dormant in them, manifesting out. And so now we're going to start getting mutants in the MCU. Don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but as we see at the end of A Brand New Day, Jean finds out her sister's dead. She's all alone. Technically, in Peter's mind, Aunt May tells her, you're worth it, basically. You are not just somebody to get thrown to the side like her mother did to her. There is better out there for you. There is a purpose for you. And she gets on a bus and goes to what looks like upstate New York. What is in upstate New York? That is where Charles Xavier's a school for gifted young people is. We don't know if it is or is not in the MCU, but it looks like that's where she could be going. And we do know that Sadie Sink's character of Jean Grey is supposed to return in Secret Wars. How? What? Who? I don't know. Now, Red Sox fan Freak also says, the post-credit scene was confusing. Well, it was supposed to technically, I think, kind of be confusing because it could be actually teasing one of two things. This could be teasing 2 different things. So, spoiler alert, I'm going to say it again for the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, just like in the Spider-Man Insomniac video games, someone creates a spider tracker. In the video game, it's more of the Spidey app where people can go, hey, Spider-Man, I need your help. Come help me. Well, the spider tracker, which is created by Ned, is a way for him to track sightings of Spider-Man, which that was a plot point that was fumbled big time in this movie because he says, oh, it's a way for people to post on my app when they see Spider-Man. Say, put a pin. Spider-Man was seen here. Put a pin. Spider-Man was seen here. But then at the same time, randomly, goddamn Punishers using the Spidey app, the Spidey Tracker app, to track Spider-Man and where he is. And it's just Spider-Man swinging. So we see ... on the Spider Tracker. That's not how the Spider Tracker is supposed to work. So Spider Tracker technically kind of was a flub of a plot point. But what we see in this post-credit scene is ping, a pin dropped, basically. Spider-Man was seen here. And then all of a sudden it says, Spider-Man not found. Spider-Man not found. It zooms out and you see the whole world. Spider-Man not found. Spider-Man not found. And then it moves up past the moon and then bing, another pin. Spider-Man found. And then that fades out and it says Spider-Man will return. Now here's the thing. What Spider-Man and when? Is this them saying Tom Holland Spider-Man is no longer on Earth? Tom Holland Spider-Man has gone to space because he is somewhere else, aka Battle World. We know that Secret Wars, Spider-Man plays, if you've read the comics and you know the story, especially the 1980s version, Spider-Man plays a very, very big role in that story. That's where he first gets the black suit. So, this could be teasing Spider-Man that we know in the 616, no longer on Earth. He is in Battle World, which is teasing him coming into Secret Wars, which is telling us Peter Parker, Tom Holland will be in Secret Wars. Maybe. That's one theory. The other thing that this post-credit scene could be telling us is it has nothing to do with Tom Holland and his Spider-Man. It has nothing to do with the 616 Peter Parker. But it could have something to do with the Tobey Maguire Peter Parker. Could have something to do with the Andrew Garfield Peter Parker. I think more likely the Tobey Maguire one. And it's showing not, a Spider-Man's in Battle World, but another Spider-Man has been detected off of our Earth. Whether that means in his universe of 9 something or other, I can't remember exactly what it is, 93852 or something like that. Or that another Spider-Man is coming to Earth with somebody else, Fantastic Four or whoever. That's another likely possibility. That another Spider-Man is coming because there is, spoiler alert, 2 rumors of Tobey Maguire being in Doomsday. One is just, he's in it. We don't know how. The other is, movie starts with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and his universe being destroyed with an incursion. And Tobey Maguire dying to show us, look, this is what an incursion can do if it destroys the universe. And they're just going to kill off Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and his whole universe and no more Raimi-verse of Spider-Man. So those are the 2 things that the post-credit scene could be telling us. That Tom Holland Spider-Man's on Battle World and it's teasing for Secret Wars, or that in Doomsday, we're going to see a different Spider-Man off of our world, maybe in another universe, another multiversal area. I don't know. But that's why it's confusing, because they want it left open-ended, because they don't want you to fully know what it's teasing, which to me is dumb. The post-credit scene should set up something that is pretty obvious. That's what the post-credit scenes should be doing, to hype you up for something in the future, to tell you this is going to happen. This guy is here. This guy is doing this. You're going to see this. Just like at the end of Guardians 3 in the post-credit scene with Peter Quill. Scene with Grandpa. And they say, Peter Quill will return. He's on Earth. Oh, shit. What is he doing on Earth with his grandfather? How is this going to tie into something in the future? With this being so open-ended, not having to film it with anybody, just being an animation, leaves it way too open-ended that I didn't like, because, again, the post-credit scene should be telling us something. And this told us nothing. It just led it up to fan speculation of what it could be. 2 possible, maybe 3 scenarios. But overall, I thought, and I've seen a lot of people go, Sadie Sink was miscast. Sadie Sink was miscast as Jean Grey. But no one can tell you why. All these people looking for engagement on Twitter saying Sadie Sink was miscast. Sadie Sink was I thought she was freaking great in the role. To be honest, she kind of played it like 11 from Stranger Things. It almost made it feel like they want Millie Bobby Brown and had to settle for her. Because this character of Jean Grey in Spider-Man Brand New Day plays a little like 11 in Stranger Things. It really does. Which I can see it somewhat. But I just felt like, yes, we did get a more grounded Spider-Man. Yes, we learned what a Spider-Man on his own and alone is. But the Sadie Sink of it all just kind of at times pulled me out of it, because I'm just like, they're shoehorning her in here and it doesn't make sense. And then you have to have Hulk in this movie, just for the sole fact that Peter needs to learn about the Hulk inhibitor. And because they want to tell you more, and I think this is going to play into the mutant saga, we've got this new technology created by Bruce Banner that can make your powers dormant inside of you. And if you know anything about the X-Men, Friends of the Humanity, have these dog collars, basically, which we saw in Deadpool, that make your goddamn powers dormant. So where you can't attack anybody, you can't do any harm, because the Friends of Humanity, or whatever they're called, think that mutants are bad. You gotta get the mutants, take the powers away and all. So I think that's what the Hulk inhibitor thing, Peter made it a small little thing that goes on the back of your neck. That's, I think, just a tease for what could be coming with the DODC. Instead of Friends of Humanity, we get the DODC hunting down with William Metzger, who in the comics hates mutants, hunting down all these mutants, trying to stop them, trying to make their powers dormant and all that. And I think this is that tease. But why we needed that in a Spider-Man movie is what I didn't like. Why did we need all this buildup for the X-Men and the mutant saga in a Spider-Man movie? Especially before Doomsday and Secret Wars. Now, the great part of this movie was goddamn Punisher and Spider-Man working off each other. Spider-Man never, until he's almost dead, revealing who he actually is, or his face to the Punisher. Punisher making fun of him for it. Like, he literally is like, want some coffee? And Spider-Man goes, oh yeah, I'll take a cup. And he takes the cup of coffee, takes a cup, lifts up the mask and puts the mask back down. And Punisher looks at him and goes, that's gotta be, and I'm gonna paraphrase this, that's gotta be the dumbest fucking, or he doesn't say fuck, because every time he tries to say the F word, they bleep him out with the thing. That's gotta be the goddamn dumbest thing I've ever seen. You won't even show your face to drink a cup of coffee. Like, it's so funny every time when he's like, you've always got the running joke in this movie is Peter won't show his face to anybody. Even though nobody knows who the fuck he is, no one knows who a Peter Parker is. It's just like, for 4 years, I can't show my face while I'm Spider-Man. And also, those 4 years, Spider-Man has become the hero of the city. He is the goddamn beloved of New York City. Works with one of the top detectives in New York, but she don't even know who he is. But they talk on the phone all the time, and they work together at crime scenes. But goofiest. That's gotta be one of the goofiest things I've ever seen you do. Something like that. Yes. I think that's what it is. But regardless, even another spoiler, Florence Pugh is in this movie as Yelena Belova, and Peter needs her help. So he goes to her. And she's sitting in like a spa, basically, a bath. And she's like, get in and we could talk. And he's like, I don't want to. She goes, get in, no talk. He's like, and he's gonna step in his spider suit. And she goes, yeah, you're gonna take your clothes off? He's like, yeah, I never take this off. And she's like, oh, I'm not gonna talk to you until you get in and you're gonna go wear the clothes. And so he comes out and she's like, really? And he's still got the freaking mask on. But he gets in his boxers and they talk and everything. And then he gets out of the water and she goes, oh, I almost saw who you are. I almost know who you are. I see your belly button. That was funny as shit. Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova is so good. It's perfect casting. But I just think the thing of Spider-Man being scared to let anybody know who he is a cool little plot point. Spider-Man and his relationship with the Punisher, cool plot point, because there's a running joke that Spider-Man saved Punisher's life one time when they were in New Jersey. Spider-Man saved Punisher's life in New Jersey. And then later, Spider-Man goes to fight Jean Grey, but tells Punisher, I could do this on my own. Don't come with me. I don't need your help. MJ then says, you gonna go with him? You gonna go save him? And he's like, said I didn't need my help. And she just laughingly goes, oh, well, like you didn't need him in New Jersey? He's like, oh, good point. And then finally admitting, yeah, Spider-Man saved my life, goes to help Spider-Man. Anyways, the other weird thing in this movie is, where's Spider-Man getting the money for all this tech that he's using? He's got all these computers and 3D printers and metal printers and the fabricators, and he's made his own, which granted you could do, made his own AI assistant. That's probably not too hard with a regular laptop. but he's got all this equipment and stuff, and like he doesn't have a job. And he talks about it that he doesn't have a job because his whole life is being Spider-Man, and he's Spider-Man 24/7. So how is he paying for his cell phone that he's always on? You know? That was the other weird thing. It's like, where's he getting the money for all this? And then some people go, well, he's friends with the Yelena, and he goes to the Yelena for help, so maybe he's working with the new Avengers, and Val's paying for his stuff. No, she's not. Val ain't paying for any of his stuff. But the things that would, again, what would make it an 8 or even a 9 for me was if we had a true villain of this movie. If the X-Men origin story basically was not shoehorned into this. And I did like that, and I'll just say it, spoiler alert, MJ doesn't remember him, but we're supposed to believe at the end that Ned remembers. I liked that like one of them remembers, one doesn't. Where's this going? Because MJ says, she reads the letter that Peter was going to give to her at the end of No Way Home. She finds the letter, and she reads it, and she was just like, I can't be that girl that you want me to be because I'm not her. Because of what happened, that girl is gone. That me, that's who I'm supposed to be, is no longer around. Peter's like, oh, I love you. And she was like, I don't even know you. Fucking almost got me when he's like, I love you. And she's like, I don't even know you. I'm like, whoa. And then she's like, this is getting heavy. I'm going to leave. And then comes back and goes, can you take me home? But yeah. Then we get to see him and Ned building Legos together. Oh, that was great. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a really, really good movie. Wasn't great in my opinion. I would rank No Way Home above it. I don't know if I would rank... this is better than Homecoming. And I think better than Far From Home. But as far as the Tom Holland movies do go, No Way Home's still top for me. And then this might be number 2. So that's my quick and dirty, and I probably went way more than 20 minutes on Spider-Man Brand New Day. But with all of that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. We'll be back all weekend. And Monday, we got SummerSlam. SummerSlam. Monday Night Raw, we'll get Nick. Not Nick. I haven't talked to Nick on a stream in a long time. Luke's thoughts on SummerSlam on Monday. But with all of that, guys, have a great weekend. And I'll see you back here tomorrow